All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Houston Rocket video. Now, first off, I have a very, very big announcement at the end of this video regarding this channel. In the meantime, I have a Houston Rockets daily content channel. The link is in the description. I'm going to post daily Rocket videos, at least one a day on that channel. And also there are going to be, the community, you guys, whoever wants to make a video, we'll figure it out. You guys will send me a tweet and we'll put you on the channel. We'll figure it out. But just want to let you know there's a daily Houston Rockets YouTube channel, few videos a day down below, link in the bio. It's called Houston Rockets Daily. Now, I want to talk about the Houston Rockets today because I'm probably going to start dialing back my, 5 Rocket videos a day content here shortly because I got to go back to school in less than a month. I got to go back to college. So, you guys have honestly just changed my entire life. I think that when I graduate college next year, I might actually be able to do this full time. And so for that, I will be forever thankful. I'm forever thankful for all of you guys. Even if you don't like me, thank you so much for watching my videos and just kind of supporting my dream, man. So let's get into the video. Enough sad stuff. I was watching, and I talked about this on my second channel today. I was watching last night Spain USA. And it was cool because yesterday was actually the first day that I officially did my scouting for Usman Garuba. And, I think you could watch my video on when we initially drafted him. I think I was pretty confused. I didn't see all the hype. I think I considered him maybe one of our weaker signings in the draft. However, that's changed because not only in the scouting, but last night, even just watching him play against Team USA, the defensive potential is through the roof. And I'll talk about the strengths and I'll talk about the weaknesses. I'm going to do a full scouting review on my second channel. Maybe I'll post it on here. I'm going to do a full scouting report on Usman, but this guy's got the defensive potential to really just get it going. And I want to use a couple players of examples on, why to get excited, why to maybe not get excited. And, I'll start it off with Mo Bamba because Usman reminds me a lot of Mo Bamba. He doesn't block the ball necessarily as much. I think he averaged about 2 blocks per 36. So he's not as crazy with that, but he's extremely long. He's got a 7'3" wingspan. It's just absolutely insane. His hands are always up. He can switch 1 through 5. He doesn't have much of an offensive game. And so to me, the scary floor for Usman is Mo Bamba. Because I as many times as I tell myself, defensive-minded players, although they can't help offensively, obviously, they still have a good place in the NBA because every NBA team needs defensive players. They need defensive-minded players. But then I think of Mo Bamba, and I'm like, well, actually, Mo Bamba hasn't really had a good career so far. But we'll use a different example. Kawhi Leonard. When Kawhi Leonard first came into the NBA, he was not offensive-minded at all. In fact, he turned away, teams were so turned off from him, not so turned off from him because he was still a great defender, but so many teams were turned off at the idea that he just didn't have much offense at all. Kawhi Leonard, really, there just was not much offense to begin with for Kawhi. And what did the Spurs do? They developed him. And what did he turn into? An offensive and defensive stud. His rookie year, he averaged less than 8 points per game in 24 minutes. It's not like he averaged 4 minutes a game. He averaged 24 minutes per game in his rookie year. Kind of weird considering Coach Pop was the coach, but 7.9 points per game. His shooting percentages weren't horrible, so there was still a lot of promise. So it might be a little different. He's a small forward, not a big man. But it's kind of like what we're expecting as a Bulls guy. I'm looking for Patrick Williams to take that leap offensively. And similarly with Jayshawn Tate, we're looking to see if he can take that Julius Randle-esque leap on offense. So if Usman Garuba becomes an offensive player who can average honestly 10 points a game, he's gonna have a long career in the NBA. he's going to have a long career in the NBA because defensively, it's all there. I mean, he will pick anybody's pocket. He will block any player on the court. He jumps high. He's so long. He is so long. He's so good in the pick and roll, and here's why. And I'll talk about this. But he is so good in the frickin' pick and roll because defensively, if he switches onto the guard, even if the guard runs by him, first off, Garuba's got his hand in his face. He'll probably poke the ball away from the point guard. But if the point guard runs right by him, he's just going to run right behind him and block the damn ball because he's got a 7'3" wingspan. I mean, the guy is a stud, all right? And that's just to begin, bro. Like, honestly, dude, this team is crazy. I still don't know how to say this dude's freaking name. Or I know how to say his name, but I can't say his name. Elfrid Şengün. I'm going to roll with that. I'll call him Elfrid because he is a low post scorer. And the Houston Rockets next season, we're going to witness it. I guarantee you we are going to witness it no matter who we sign. Daniel Tice. We could go sign John Collins. We could go sign every power forward left in free agency right now, I guarantee you. We'll see Elfrid play. Whether we see Elfrid and Usman majorly play in the G League or whether we see them play in the NBA, it's going to be a fun time. I've seen a lot of comments, people telling me that Garuba and Şengün are going to be just G League players the whole season. I don't agree. Honestly, I don't agree, especially with the Real Madrid guy. I think Usman will come into I think they'll play him right away. Overseas is just different, man. It just really is different. Like, I think he will be way better That's my cat. Sorry, my cat meowed really loudly. I think Şengün and Aruba, the fucking country. I think both of these guys will acclimate very well right away into the NBA. Yeah, Josh Christopher, don't see him playing much in the NBA. I think he will be a G League player for a majority of the season, especially considering he's got to beat Armani, he's got to beat Kyrie Thomas, he's got to beat Anthony Lamb. He's got a lot of roster spots he's got to beat just because of his position. So, yeah, I think Josh Christopher, I'm not as big on Josh Christopher but I know he's got offensive skill sets. I know he's got some defensive skill sets. I know offensively he'll probably have some G League games where it's like, oh, hell yeah, let's go, Josh Christopher. But for the most part, I think he's going to be a little bit of a project. I think Şengün and Garuba will both be projects as well, but I think they'll take less time. I honestly think that they'll play at worst 20 combined minutes per night next season. And even if they're just playing in, like, garbage time and, like, here and there, I still am going to be really excited. I'm going to be man, that's the thing. I'm going to be so excited to just watch this Rockets roster just the whole season. We haven't had that in a while. I mean, we actually have had it not that long ago, but the way the season ended, it was tough, man. There was way too many no-names. There's too many players that you just know aren't part of the team long-term. Like, DJ Wilson, no disrespect to DJ, but like Kelly Olynyk, like DJ Augustine, like, these guys aren't part of the team long term. It's just hard to get yourself to watch those games at the end of the season. I know what you guys, trust me, I remember going from 100 plus live viewers when the Rockets had James Harden to like 5 or 6 when the season was just about over. But guys like Armani Brooks, who broke Steph's record for most threes in the first 17 games. You've got Kyrie Thomas, who showed a lot of potential. Here's the thing with Kyrie Thomas. I'll talk about Kyrie Thomas because this video is just all about the Rockets' future. Kyrie Thomas is a very, very interesting prospect to me because I'm big-ish on him, but I'm not that big on him. I like Kyrie Thomas, but I just don't think he's going to turn into like anything that crazy. However, what's interesting is if you talk to a Detroit Pistons fan, they will have a completely different opinion on maybe what you would think they would. Kyrie Thomas had 2 seasons in Detroit. He played in 34 games, averaged 7.5 minutes. I mean, only shot 31%. He shot 30% from deep. He averaged 2 points per game. He didn't do anything in his time in Detroit because of injuries. And so you talk to a Pistons fan and they're like, man, dude, Like, don't forget about Kyrie Thomas. Like, his career, he's going to be slept on because he was banged up in his time in Detroit. I mean, he only played 8 games, 2019, 2020. Also, he just wasn't high on the rotation. But, garbage time, that type of thing. Any Detroit Piston fan, any hardcore Detroit Piston fan, and there might be one in the comments already, saying, don't sleep on Kyrie Thomas, man. He's a good player. He's a baller, puts his heart on the floor, and he will produce for you. And in 5 games for the Houston Rockets last season, he puts up 16.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 5 assists. And yeah, if you look at the starting lineups from those 5 games, it's, there's no Christian Wood, there's no Kevin Porter Jr., there's no John Wall, there's not even, was Kelly Olynyk? I think Kelly was playing. It was really, honestly, like the Kelly Olynyk show. The last, 10 games of the season was like the Kelly Olynyk show, where it's like, all right, KPJ had a little injury scare, John Wall, they shut him down. Eric Gordon was shut down. It's like the Rockets had, nobody on the roster, and Kyrie Thomas for 5 games just absolutely went off. And it was so cool because I was in Houston with Swaggy and Austin, and we're just, I remember watching the last game of the season. We were live for the last game of the season. You can go back and watch it. We're all together. It's the one and only stream where all 3 of us are together in real life. And it was just so much fun. And we're watching guys like Kyrie Thomas and Armani Brooks just fucking hoop their hearts out. And it's dope because you're not expecting that. We just had a miserable season last year, and you're not expecting that. I do want to talk about KPJ real quick because I think he's a stud, bro. I mean, this guy, dude, I talked about him earlier in the video, I think briefly. I mean, this dude, even when he was in Cleveland, man, walking bucket. He had the skill set in Cleveland. And then when he went to the G League, he just improved his skill set. When he went to Houston, he just improved his skill set. I mean, he's just improving. This is still a guy who put up over 11, 12 points per game in 24 minutes on the Cleveland Cavs off the bench. Yeah, I think Kevin Porter Jr. is a shooting guard. I do. However, he thinks he's a point guard, and if he thinks he's a point guard, I'm going to trust him thinking he's a point guard. You catching what I'm saying? If he's not a point guard, no harm, no foul. But he says he's a point guard. He averaged 6.3 assists last season. The one thing I need to see from KPJ, I honestly don't even need to see that much improved three-point shooting because his free throw numbers are there. He's efficient enough from shooting-wise that I think he just needed to adjust to the three-point range, three-point speed, and he just was not having a good three-point season with us. So, I want to see an improved three-point shot, but I need to see less turnovers. Man, he can't be averaging 4 turnovers like Russell Westbrook. It's a big no-no. And even Russell Westbrook can't average 4 turnovers. If a first ballot Hall of Famer can't average 4 turnovers because it's just a huge issue, then you've got a huge issue. And so I do expect it to drop. I just don't, my worry is that it doesn't drop that much. And he's still really sloppy and inefficient with the ball sometimes. However, he's been putting in a lot of work. He's been putting in a lot of work. And so if he's been putting in a lot of work, I'm going to trust him. I'm going to trust him that he improved. I'm going to trust Stone that he made the right decision. Obviously, I think Stone made the perfect decision. But, you catching what I'm saying? I just want to make sure. So, seeing him in the gym, it's just really, honestly, really promising. Really promising. And I know Christian Wood's been tweeting crazy, too. KPJ, Jalen Green, Christian Wood, this whole Rockets team's hitting Twitter and they're just hyping us up. They're teasing us badly, bro. They're hyping themselves up, and I'm here for it 100%. Guys, that's gonna be it for today. I wanted to just talk about this really briefly. I do plan on making my channel in the NBA season a little bit more like Rusty, Kenny, Six Man, kind of like those guys where it's not solely dedicated to a specific team. However, you do play favorites to that team. You know, Rusty posting Bulls, Six Man posting Pistons. I'll post Rockets, you know. So I'm still going to keep it Rockets, Bulls, Lakers as my kind of like top 3 videos. But I do plan on not posting every day and, you know, not posting 4 Rocket videos, all that type of stuff. So, you know, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for the love. And I'll see you guys later, man.